going to have to stick with those two colors.
Yeah, but you're in autumn. No. You need a smoky eye.
Okay, so here is the fight between Sir Baird and Duke Sven at the most recent Tournament of Virtues, number 17.
Okay, so tip 1, Sven is left-handed.
Yes.
Okay, so you noticed
I got that.
Okay.
I think I'll set up correctly against him. I'm not sure.
So let's, what I think might be good is if we watch sort of the first engagement and pass at speed, and then we can maybe go back and take it apart. What do you think? Okay.
So that was one of the good blocks that we were talking about.
It's hard because he does those really deep wraps, and
So let's jump back here.
Yeah. So the first thing that we're going to go through, that we're going to talk about tonight is edge blocking. Where's the here? So when we block with the edge, we catch the sword perpendicular to the edge of the shield, and here you can see that when this wrap hits, even though it's not actually able to reach you, right? It's hitting, and the shield isn't moving hardly at all, right? Now this shot you catch on the flat of the shield. That's just, that's where it's going to land, right? But here now, when he goes offside, and you see how much the shield is moving.
yeah,
Right.
Trying to get
coming down here again, you don't catch it perpendicular here, so the shield does that wonk.
I'm sorry, can I ask you a clarifying question? So the first of those two onside leg shots for Sven, when you say it's not perpendicular, you're not talking about in the plane that we're seeing, because it looks like the sword is at 90 degrees to the edge of the shield from our view, but if the camera was rotated around, is what you're saying is that Sven's sword is at an angle compared to the face of the shield.
Exactly.
So it's 90 degrees, for the sake of argument, it's 90 degrees on the X and Y axis, but on the Z axis, it's like 60 degrees or something. Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is that he catches it partially on the face of the shield here.
Yeah, because there's like a 45 degree angle. If you were to draw on a horizontal plane the angle between Baird's shield and Sven's sword, it'd be like a 30 or 45, not a 90. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, I got it. That makes sense.
So instead of bringing it against my body, like I'm doing, I think we talked about this. You think that I should have gone straight out more to catch the...
No, it's the rotation at the core.
Okay.
You rotate at the core, and you keep your shield in the exact same place, and that will help it bring it online to catch that right with the edge.
Instead of folding on my body like that.
Right.
Then it moves. When he throws a wrap, it just moves that shield. See how it just moves the shield out of the way to hit my leg?
And then consequently, you it gets moved out of the way, and now you're moving it back.
You're compensating by pushing it back because it got rocked.
And now it's really out of position, right? And that's why he's able to tag the leg. So let's...
To simplify this a little bit, can you go back and just in slow-mo play both hits? Because it looks like the first hit knocks the shield out of the way, and then, correct me if I'm wrong, you're pushing the shield back as fast as you can, and that's when it gets a little bit out of position, and he's skilled enough to recognize that opening, and the follow-up shot, so there's a wrap that opens.
And that's a good solid block. You can hear the deep thok that it makes.
Offside. Then the first leg shot and second leg shot come in, right? So you do offside to open, first leg shot, now you're recovering, and you recovered at slightly the wrong angle, because you're fighting against speed and time, and then he chooses to take a leg to balance it out.
Yeah.
Okay. So in this case, Sven is dropped to his knees to as a point of chivalry to fight you this way. Okay, so do we feel comfortable that we've covered that first one? Just keep doing it. He doesn't get tired.
He got me.
And it's a double. Okay,
so let's watch that exchange and break it down as well.
So, yeah. For most of this fight, this pass, starting from here, right? So we're going in slow motion now. Your shield is that. Okay, you have your offside edge out. So here, this is actually a perpendicular block. Looks like it's kind of skips the helmet and rolls up the shield, right?
Yeah.
And so you're in the right. That's the right. That is a correct position. But he's coming parallel to the top of the shield. You can also use that back corner and rotate that back corner up to.
Can you draw on here to show what you mean by rotate? Are you talking about rotating it clockwise or counterclockwise?
Rotating the bottom and so
you block by rotating the shield. Yeah.
There's the top of the shield, and instead rotating it so that the back corner is coming up there.
So what I'm concerned with, and maybe you can answer this too, is if I rotate that, I'm going to lose that block. Because he that deep wrap. You see how I'm just basically laying it on my side.
It's going to open the right side of your body if you roll the shield that way.
That's why I thought that if I just brought up the edge and had it skip off the top of the edge of the shield and use it as a ramp. Yeah. Basically ramping it over my head, which is what I did here. I would still have that, I wouldn't be vulnerable to his wrap. But you see how out of place I get when I'm pushing the sword off.
So yeah,
I do like that you threw your elbow behind your shield for that deep offside.
And you can see that here you've had like three. Here's one where you don't catch it and the shield moves a whole bunch, and then he gets this wrap. And here again you can see that it catches the very very bottom of the bottom point because you see how the shield just whips around, right? Gets in the hip. Wrap.
Now, question on this one. That shot to the hip, I'm not saying it was good, but if it was, you don't move much after that. And in Caid, if you take a second shot to the leg, you have to plant, right? And at this point, you don't keep moving. You stay there. Is that what happened? Do you take that leg shot and then say, I'm not allowed to move anymore?
No.
Okay.
I didn't feel that maybe that was on me. I don't remember him.
I'm not saying you should take it. I'm just curious.
No, I'm just saying that it looks like he does get me right there, right?
Right.
But I didn't feel it hard enough to say that it was even a hip, because if it was a hip, I would have planted that knee right there, and I would have stayed. I wouldn't have moved my knees anymore.
Well, the truth is, you don't move anymore after that.
I do.
Right,
You
were already in the motion of taking that kneeling step forward.
Yeah, but you'll see that I plant, I throw a wrap, and then I come back off that knee.
Okay.
Yeah, watch. I'll come back because I want to block again. See, I'm moving my knees.
Well, you moved the left leg, but not the right.
One,
you haven't moved again.
Yeah.
See, you finished the fight without moving that right leg. And again, Caid is, I think, one of, or maybe the only kingdom that has a second leg shot rule.
I don't think we have a second leg shot
or a second hip shot rule.
No, it's a hip shot.
If you get hit in the hip, that's one
You
shot.
basically can't move anymore.
But if you get hit in the leg over and over again while you're down, then you can keep moving all day. It's just a leg shot. But as soon as you get hit, then you're stationary.
Okay. So even if the initial leg blow is to the hip, there's no
if
moving.
the initial leg blow, the one that takes you down, is to your hip, then that's it. You're done.
Well, you can't move. You'd have to stand.
So a second shot to the hip.
No, it doesn't matter. If you get hit in the hip, you're basically stationary. You can't move your knees anymore.
So if you're standing up and you take a shot in the hip, it would be a kill with a mass weapon.
Yeah.
Yes.
But with a sword, it's still different than a shot to the rest of the leg.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I think I might have cheated a couple times.
So
anyway, but the reason I asked is because you didn't move that right leg anymore after that.
Okay, maybe I did take it. I can't remember. I mean, it was a week ago.
and all of this happens in the course of 3 seconds, and you're fighting Big Sven.
So the other thing that I'm seeing is from this point you are completely blind.
Yes.
Right? And you're still blind, and you're still blind, and you're still blind. Now you've got sight right here. You have sight picture, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is one of those places where you part of Duke Sven's ability to hit you is because you can't see him or react to what he's doing.
Yeah.
But that offside did tag him right there. That's the one that got him, yeah?
No.
This
hits the shield. I think if you watch it in the slow mo. it's non-back.
So which one did? Because you hit Duke Sven with something. What was it?
Yeah, it was an offside.
See, that does not sound like a head.
Yeah, no, you're right.
And you got crossed up there.
I just keep swinging.
And here
There
you
it
guys
is.
both get your teardrop.
Oh yeah, because got it, right there.
Both their shields go full out to the side.
Yep.
So I want to ask one question about this. What is it that you both read that moved your shields to the same side at the same time? Did it look like you were both recovering for an onside shot, and that's what you were seeing? Because you see Sven's hand comes way back. Are you reading a snap?
I think you both see. They both watch. Their hands are both back this way. They're coming back over the top of their heads.
Yeah.
Right, and so that's where the opening is coming, and then they're using their shields as
counterbalance.
Yes.
So you're
to
both.
help.
Is it fair to say that in this case you're both so eager for the kill you leave yourselves open simultaneously
Yeah.
for the same shot?
Well, I saw Sven bring his sword over. I thought he was going for that wrap.
That's what I thought you were thinking.
I thought that. I don't know what he was thinking, but for me, I thought he was going for that wrap, which meant that I thought that I could get
because
in.
when he threw the first bunch of offsides, his hand didn't move too far. But with the one that hit you, he recovered his hand further, which is why it looked to me you punched the shield over because you were reading a snap. So when you threw the offside, you thought it wasn't gonna. You thought you recovered because you pushed the shield over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another thing that I noticed is that on that offside, I don't know if I rotated my wrists enough.
See how? And again, here's a whole bunch of your shield moving.
Yeah.
It's just every time it's getting hit, it's getting, bumped. So here, the shield rotates on you, and that time it rotates on you again.
I think it's because of where because I put the shield upon my body, it was just rotating into my body all the time instead of using that edge like you were talking about to get that block. So I would have more control over that shield.
And so you take Sven's leg and off and extend him the same courtesy that he gave you.
So yeah, you hit him, then you drop to even out the fight as a point of chivalry. But that would have been the perfect time to hit him, by the way. You would say, hey, your grace, and then you hit him.
Yeah, that offside right there. And I
That's
see
a
my
super
sword.
low deep.
And so here, this is the first defensive. So it gets hit here, right? And your shield does that big move, right? Now you catch it on the
Yeah, you can see it flipping over.
Yeah.
right? And so you don't see. And now Sven has his shield preventing that edge from coming back.
Oh, yeah. So what he's done is, correct me if I'm wrong here, Helgi, what you're saying is he's hit the shield hard enough to rock it, and then he stepped in, and with his own shield, he stopped it from being able to recover back.
And then he hit me in the head.
Well, that one didn't land. So this one hits.
But that's his attempt.
Right.
He actually hits his own shield.
Yeah, he blocked it for you, which was nice of him. Well, cool move.
That's where he hit
right
me.
there,
Yeah. So
Okay, so I'm raising up on my knees.
right.
I brought my shield too far forward.
Yes.
It totally.
Forward, but not up.
Yeah, I totally brought. Okay.
You filled the space that he was going for, basically.
It's like I want to puke. That's pretty awesome, though.
All right, and first video done at 50.